So yeah, I just had to come back here and explain why I have an issue with Jelly Roll again, because apparently some people can't follow along. Don't sneak this with Draco, cause he with the shit. I'm the type who be gone in the jiffy. I air the club out with all odds against me. The truth, I think you the police. Tell you the truth, all that kind of sound like snitching. Tell you the truth, stay the fuck up out my business. I don't even know you. Tell you the truth, I think you the police. Tell you the truth, all that kind of sound like snitching. Tell you the truth, get the fuck about my business. I don't know nothing. 100%, you get the whole 100. That's a whole ass like he stole something. The ruler in the booth, it's gonna be a cold summer. The ruler in the booth, it's gonna be a cold summer. Yeah, so like, I don't even know Jelly Roll. He sound like the police. All that kind of sound like snitching. You should stay the fuck about my business. I don't even know these. All that kind of sound like snitching though. Oh yeah. Cause here's the thing, right? If you gonna go down the road that I go down of, Adam's racist, he's the feds, he's whatever because he incriminates people at the no jumper, right? What's wrong with incriminating people at the no jumper? What happens to them? They go to prison. It's just as bad, if not debatably worse, if you already get 10 years. You get 10 years for selling Fetty. You better off if someone dies from it and pleading out. If you got like a decent rap sheet, like you don't got a lot on your record. Like someone like me, either way it's 10. But like I know someone who like, someone fell out, they doing like 5. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to that, the laws have started being a little bit more understanding that when people are doing that, it's not as much of a manslaughter, I think, is how the law looks at it, especially if you plead out because you're saving money. Come on, see, why you put the 6ix9ine at the end? I don't understand why he did that. I don't think I'll ever understand that. Either way, so it's like, when it come down to it, if you already get 10 years for selling Fetty, right? Oh, I gotta turn this one up. This before I really understood what I was doing with mixing, but now I do. Either way, so when it come down to the shit that Jelly Roll doing, it's like, it's even worse, first of all. Second of all, Adam don't come from prison, right? He just tries to be cool with black people who are mostly realizing what the fuck he's doing and staying away from him now. But Jelly Roll come from prison. If I remember right, he did time for sales. So it's like when you've already gone down that road, you know the time for it. You did time in the South, which those prisons are barbaric. Watch out for the blind spots. And for you to come back, turn around, first off, that's why I feel like someone definitely paid him to do, or something. He did not go there of his own accord. Someone saw the Bootleg Kev interview, offered him some money, had some dirt on him, something, and then they told him, oh yeah, but you already upset about the cocaine and the Fetty and shit, so this would be a way to stop it, Jelly Roll, to like sweeten the deal. Because he's a Jelly Roll, so you got to sweeten the deal. That's my problem. It's what he's saying. The fact that anyone who knows what he's talking about, immediately it's a red flag. Because it's like, if you already do 10 for this on a small scale, you have people never coming home just overselling this in their cell phone on the feds because they were talking about selling people metric tons. Okay? Most of the people in the feds, at least back in 2019, were there for ghost dope. That means there was no actual drugs recovered. They just had a very verifiable way of saying they knew these drugs were going to be sold and they stopped it through basically text messages. They were able to prove that these motherfuckers was going to do this. Okay? And it's people sitting for like, they have like, we're caught trying to sell 27 metric tons of fentanyl. Okay? Like, those people are never coming home. They're never coming home. when it comes to like people like who are just doing it to like whatever, they're already doing 10 years. Just middlemaning it to get yourself right. You get caught, you're doing 10 years if you don't tell her none of that shit. Okay? Someone like me gets caught doing that, which I wouldn't be doing that, is doing 10 years. So, it's like this, right? When... I love when he said that shit on the bridge. Nobody jump on this beat no more after this beat. After me, this beat is Martin Luther. Oh wait, what he said? This beat is Christopher Columbus. That means it's history. Coley Luther King. I had a dream. The Coley Bible. So basically, for you to be coming out of prison saying that, right? And it's already a 10, okay? It's already a 10 for selling that. Anyone who been to prison, though, or for me, I'm thinking, well, what more is than 10 years? That's you get locked up for this and your kid is 3. You come home and he's 13. That's already crazy. You see what I'm saying? And as long as fiends are wanting fentanyl, somebody is going to sell fentanyl. Okay? It won't be me. It might not be him. But there will always be somebody selling fentanyl as long as somebody is fiending for fentanyl. And as long as there's a lot of people fiending for fentanyl, that's why in a way, I almost feel like it was better when we didn't have Narcan. And it's going to be real fucked up for people to hear me say this, right? It's going to be real fucked up, but someone who going to use drugs, like, without putting their life in a better position. Like, the only time I've seen people really get clean who are really strung out like that, they had to want to get clean. And not everybody want to get clean. Not everybody want to get clean. Some people like me have medical shit going on. They have to use certain shit. That's not what it is with people on fentanyl, but I'm just saying, it's not the same. It's not even really similar, but it's kind of in the same ballpark area of like these people will just be on this shit their whole life. You know what I'm saying? The only difference is like, I'm on this for medical reasons, they're not. And at the same time, this is most likely never going to kill me, especially with how long I've been on it. My doctor said it's like your heart and your brain is just used to firing differently. That's why you get so, like, slipping when you're not on it. So, when it come down to it, right? Like, it's like me with cigarettes. I've been trying to quit cigarettes for like a year and a half. I'm almost there. But it's like, I can't just on-off switch this shit. I never had another addiction in my life. I couldn't on-off the shit, switch the shit. Even with this shit, I don't need to take this. I don't get sick if I don't take this. I just can't go to work or do the shit I need to do if I don't take this. So, I can't go on the block either if I don't take this. So, it's a lot of shit where it's like, if we just didn't have Narcan, bro, all them people would have killed themselves off, and people wouldn't be selling it once they all killed themselves off, because it would kill them off so fast enough that they wouldn't have kids addicted to this shit or none of that shit, because it's literally like you do it one time. This is how I know when weed is laced with it, is you'll take that first hit, and until you get a different batch, if that different batch is also laced with fentanyl, you'll get high as that first hit again, but you won't as long as it's the same batch that's been laced with fentanyl, because the terpene profile turns different when it's a different strain, even if it's still been laced with fentanyl. And it's the interaction of the drug combined with the sealing of fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? Fentanyl builds an extremely fast tolerance to a point where anyone who's done fentanyl, which I've never done it like that, but I've known people who have, has said, you don't fall out the first time. When you go back that second time and you just need that little bit more, that's when you fall out. So yeah, that's the way I have to put this shit. Is like, I really hate what was being suggested if anyone said it. If anyone said lock them up for longer, for me, knowing that you're already trying to lock people up who are doing that for enough time to where they're not going to see their kid till they kid a teenager if their kid was just born. Seeing that and then seeing, so me knowing that and especially seeing someone who's been in the prison system, that I have respect for, because when a white rapper come out, not everyone's a Lil White, but at the same time, not everyone's a Jack Harlow. Not everyone's a EBE Bands, you know what I'm saying? Just like not everyone's a Mac Miller, not everyone's a EBE Bands. Not everyone's a Chris Webby. That's why Chris Webby did a home invasion to try to look like he wasn't a Chris Webby. Either way, and that failed because he got caught. But either way, oh yeah, it's for everybody who are all the AIs using the term pets. Yeah, we gotta turn this one up, man. Fucked up in the head. So, I throw this out because I understand people might not understand why I'm so mad at Jelly Roll. I don't know if I'd be this mad if I didn't have some level of respect for him, to the point where he's even saying this shit and it's not registering until the day after what he was really saying. I'm literally watching it like, yeah, this is lit, Jelly Roll in the Congress. That's why they chose Jelly Roll. Because they knew motherfuckers like me would A, be like, yo, it's Jelly Roll in the Congress, that's so lit. When does some shit like this ever happen? Like, that's way more lit. D. Snyder ain't have no face tats. They would have chosen, I promise you, Lil White I don't think would have done it if they had even asked. But Lil White don't have the face tattoos. They knew what they was doing. That's why I'm saying someone put him there. Other people have said they felt he was planted there. We'll make great pets. So, the fact that he did all this time in prison, and he's not saying, he doesn't say during this shit at all, oh yeah, it's already 10 years if you get caught selling just like regular amounts of this. Fuck the motherfuckers who are in the feds for literal just text messages of saying that they were going to transact with selling 26 metric tons, and they're literally doing life for a text message. Fuck all that, I'm not going to bring that up. You know what I'm saying? And he did that for a reason, because he knows the people he's talking to have not been to prison, and they don't, even the people going to prison aren't usually aware of what the fuck the consequences are. You see what I'm saying? Unless they've been in the juvenile system. So it's like, I always say that because I do what the consequences of a lot of the shit I was doing because I've been in the juvenile system. But when it comes to Jelly Roll, it's like, bro, you literally already are like, what was I gonna say? Like, it's already like the type of shit you're saying is terrible for anyone to suggest who, without disclosing, oh yeah, you already get 10 years for that. Not to mention there's people doing a life in the feds just for talking about on text, selling metric tons of that, which is 1,000 tons, for those who don't know. But for Jelly Roll to do it, I don't know if I didn't respect Jelly Roll the way I did, if it would affect me like this. I'm going to do a more amped up video on this probably in a little bit, but I just had to really give like an in-depth backstory as to why this affects me this much. Because it's like, you already seen what 10 years was, unless you read it, because what you did up in Congress, that's like, bro, the main problem with RAD is you're sending people to prison. Especially like when you do it on some shit like, some people be like, no, like if it's just a lady across the street, whatever, okay. But I'm saying either way, the problem is you're sending people to prison. It's a bigger problem if you're involved with those people and you roll on them. You know what I'm saying? But that's my issue with Jelly Roll. It's like, if you're gonna get mad at people ratting for sending people to prison, okay, why wouldn't you get mad over someone? Because what do you think they're gonna do? What if he's asking longer prison sentences? How much longer do you think that's gonna be? I don't think it'll be to just make him do 15 instead. You see my problem? You already got it, so where they missed their whole kid childhood. If their kid's a literal newborn and they get locked up at the delivery room, they seeing him when he's 10. You see my problem? It might see him at 7, 8.5 with RECs. I gotta do the math. I'm just doing that off top. I think it'd be like 8.5 with RECs and like 8, because I forget if it's 10 or 15 where it's 10 where you've earned a full year and 50 days of RECs. So yeah, it'd be like about just under 9 years that you'd see your son if you never got into no trouble in there. So yeah, that's why I don't like what he's doing. That's why I all of a sudden have an extreme. I can't say I don't like to hate things. I'm extremely angry with him. I have a beef with him. I'll say it like that. He can't come. He can't come up to the Northeast. I'm gonna put the word out. We out this bitch.